Solomon. Solomon warned us. Why are we here? What is the meaning of life? What are we doing this for? What exactly is the point of living? People ask these kinds of questions for a variety of reasons, but most of the time, they are simply searching for their place in the wider world. King Solomon, who was known for his wisdom, also grappled with these concerns, both on a personal and emotional level, as well as an intellectual and philosophical level. The book of Ecclesiastes was written as a result of his wandering and aimless wondering. The idea today is that to really know something, you have to experience it. That is a really foolish idea, and you don't have to try something to know it. You don't have to stick your finger in a light socket to know that electricity shocks. You can realize that the things of this world will never be enough to satisfy you without ever having to go through the trouble of experiencing everything this world has to offer. And I set my mind to seek and explore by man's wisdom all human activity that has been done under heaven. It is a miserable business and a burdensome task which God has given the sons of men with which to be busy and distressed. I have seen all the works which have been done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity, a futile grasping and chasing after the wind. What is crooked cannot be straightened, and what is defective and lacking cannot be counted. I spoke with my heart, saying, Behold, I have acquired great human wisdom and experience, more than all who were over Jerusalem before me, and my mind has observed a wealth of moral wisdom and scientific knowledge. And I set my mind to know practical wisdom and to discern the character of madness and folly in which men seem to find satisfaction. I realize that this too is a futile grasping and chasing after the wind. For in much human wisdom there is much displeasure and exasperation. Increasing knowledge increases sorrow. Ecclesiastes 1, verses 13 to 18. What is his conclusion? He came to the conclusion that it was all vanity. Like the churning of water in a lake despite his search, he saw that nothing much comes out of the wearying activities of men on the earth. A good number of phrases start with I. Throughout the entirety of reading this book, Solomon is providing a personal testimony in which he is telling us about his journey through life in quest of pleasure, meaning, and purpose. The opening verses present the theme, Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Solomon is arguing that life is devoid of significance if it is lived apart from a connection to God. Because Solomon keeps coming back to the same subject throughout the book of Ecclesiastes, some people refer to it as the merry-go-round book. Take Solomon's advice and steer clear of the meaningless merry-go-round life. It would appear that we are perpetually looking for anything that will make our lives happier, more fulfilling, and more significant. Ironically, even after these objectives have been completed, the outcomes start to look less significant, and sometimes even insignificant altogether. As a result, the rat race starts all over again, and we start another search for something that would finally satisfy us. Solomon warns us about the dangers of wasting our lives in vanity. Vanity. This word basically means vapor or breath, such as the rapidly vanishing vapor of one's warm breath in cool, crisp air. The preacher used this metaphor to compare pursuing things of this world, such as wealth, honor, celebrity, and many pleasures, to frantically grabbing at air. He was comparing these things in the pursuit of happiness. Ecclesiastes 2 verse 1. I said to myself, Come now, I will test you with pleasure and gratification, so enjoy yourself and have a good time. But behold, this too was vanity, futility, meaninglessness. So I hated life, for the work which had been done under the sun caused me only great sorrow, because all is futility and chasing after the wind. Ecclesiastes 2, verse 17. It is absurd and useless. Jeremiah used the same words to denounce idolatry as worthless. Jeremiah 18 verse 15. Yet my people have forgotten me. They burn incense to worthless gods. They have stumbled from their ways, from the ancient roads, to walk in pathways, not a highway. Job used the word vanity to lament the shortness of human life. Job 7 verse 16. I waste away and loathe my life. I will not live forever. Let me alone, for my days are but a breath, futile and without substance. But the preacher of Ecclesiastes used the word more than any other Old Testament author. According to him, all of life is vanity unless one recognizes that everything is from the hand of God. Ecclesiastes 2, verses 24 to 26. There is nothing better for a man than to eat and drink and to assure himself that there is good in his labor. Even this, I have seen, is from the hand of God. For who can eat and who can have enjoyment without him? For to the person who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and joy. But to the sinner, he gives the work of gathering and collecting so that he may give to one who pleases God. This too is vanity and chasing after the wind. Of course, we may not even have a definite idea about what exactly we are searching for. Some seek wealth, fame, wisdom, or influence, while others have goals to accomplish. Then I said in my heart, as it happeneth to the fool, so it happeneth even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart that this is also vanity. For there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever, seeing that which now is in the days to come shall all be forgotten. And how dieth the wise man? As the fool. Therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me. For all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Ecclesiastes 2, verses 15 to 17, King James Version. If Solomon had given more attention to the life of his own father, he might have discovered that aside from God, there is no enjoyment to be had under the sun. He could have done this by closely following his father's example and living his life. As a result of the fact that he was not successful in achieving that goal, he made the decision to publish a book in which he essentially urges readers, don't make the mistake I made. Learn from my own unfortunate experiences